Personality number 5. General characteristics of people born on the 5th, 14th, and 23rd of any month. Let's also find out which planet governs these people. It is the planet Mercury. What do we know about Mercury? In ancient Rome, he is the god of trade, the god of communication, the god of interaction. In ancient Greece, he is called the god Hermes. He is the god who communicates, who connects all the other gods, who delivers messages to them, the god of trickery, the god of theft, the god of travelers, and of course, the god of trade and communication. What do we know about Mercury in the solar system? It is the planet that is closest to the sun, which allows it to orbit the sun faster than the others. It is a very fast rotating planet, and these people also move quickly. They establish contact with everyone in society. They are communicators, responsible for communication, interaction, flirting, trade, and commerce. These people are favored by the god Mercury himself, of course. These are people of a certain kind of multipliers. They constantly want to multiply everything. They want to have a lot of money, a lot of business. They multiply apartments, multiply children, and can even multiply families. They are ideal in communication with people and can talk to absolutely any silent person. They easily find common ground with those around them. They make friends and weave life into a celebration. They are light-hearted people with a sense of humor. They always want eternal movement, an everlasting celebration, and constant communication. They interact with one person, then another, and call a third. They have various matters and calls. They are constantly in this whirlpool of life and enjoy it. They love attention from others, so they dress beautifully and take care of their appearance. Moreover, these people are eternally young. Just look at them. They will always appear younger than their years if they are in a positive development phase. If not, then of course not. But in their positive development, they possess the quality of not aging. These people have magnificent intelligence and logic, which allows them to often categorize people as right or wrong. However, they shouldn't do this, as it closes them off from those people. Instead, they need to be among others. But we will talk about this when we get to karmic tasks. They possess magnificent intelligence. If they see something wrong or disagree with something, they immediately get involved in a struggle, trying to prove their point of view to those around them. When it comes to a struggle, a 5 becomes very stubborn and can defend their opinion for a long time. That is, if they are not fighting, everything is great. Everything is wonderful. They understand everyone and communicate with everyone. However, if something happens in their life that they disagree with, they engage in a struggle, and in this struggle, they are very persistent and stubborn, which negatively affects them because people turn away from them at that moment. Also, 5s, thanks to their intelligence and their ability to read hidden signs, possess good intuition and quickly assess the information of their interlocutor, which often leads to them having brilliant ideas and insights. They are freedom-loving, enjoy freedom, have an excellent sense of humor, and are easily hurt. By the way, this is very common for them. They often get offended by others. This happens because they have a very sensitive emotional body and a thin emotional shell, so they worry about their health and perceive everything very closely to their heart, which is why they often get hurt. This will lead to their karmic task, but more on that later. They love speed, movement, and traveling. It is important for them to travel and enjoy communication. They are light, faster than the wind. If 5s were a wind, they would be a free, playful, light wind that is here today and there tomorrow. Their life is in flow and movement. They love driving, adore traveling, and enjoy communicating and making new acquaintances. This is all about them. So what are their karmic tasks? It is important for them to learn. The first karmic task is to develop the skill of concentration, to direct their focus on the essence of the problem and solve it. They often avoid problems. If something in their life goes off plan and a problem arises, they tend to avoid it. They don't want to solve it or delve into it, even though they have high intelligence and intuition that could help them solve the problem if they wanted to. They simply don't want to because they switch their attention to another celebration of life. They don't want to leave that celebration. Therefore, it is crucial to learn to focus their attention on the essence of the problem and solve it, to stop avoiding problems, and ideally, to learn to get to the root of the problem and understand why it arose. They need to be thorough because they tend to be superficial and flighty, but they must learn to be meticulous, especially in work matters, and get to the heart of their work issues. Another important karmic task is, of course, to develop discipline and perseverance to see things through to the end. They have many tasks that they haven't completed because an idea arises, they start to implement it, and suddenly something distracts them, leading them to another idea or direction, and this happens constantly. Therefore, it is important to learn to see things through to the end. If an idea arises, start implementing it, and please bring it to a logical conclusion because this is very important. It is part of your karmic task. This will quickly advance you up the career ladder once you learn to see your tasks through to completion. It is also important to constantly expand your network of contacts because money comes to these people through others. So, if fives don't have money, it likely means they are not communicating with anyone or have a very small contact list. They need to constantly expand their network, communicate, and be light-hearted, connecting with people through their communication. It is important to attend exhibitions, forums, conferences, and networking events. The more you are around people, the more money you will have. Another important aspect is to learn to develop their talents because these people are naturally very talented. Fives have a vast number of talents. Therefore, it is important to develop them. The more you develop them, the more opportunities will arise in your life. Secondly, they need to learn to accept people as they are. This is also a karmic task because they often get offended by others. It is important for them to understand human psychology, to stop getting offended, and to simply accept that people are different. Understand that there are no identical or standard people. Everyone is different. So everything happens in this life, and it is essential to accept people as they are. You absolutely must not hold on to grudges for long. The longer you hold on to resentment towards people, the poorer you become. Stop fighting and arguing about what is right or wrong. They love to fight, they just love to argue. If something is suddenly wrong, it's better to simply make new acquaintances, start new businesses, charm people, and communicate. You excel at this. You cannot work in jobs that limit you, such as police work or the military, where there are restrictions on your freedom. It is better for you to engage in trade, business, and creativity so that money flows through you. Additionally, you develop qualities like communication skills, the ability to negotiate, ease, adventurousness, attractiveness, partnership, charm, positivity, and erudition. On the negative side, these individuals may exhibit impatience, sensitivity, doubt, superficiality, avoidance of responsibility, calculativeness, and a tendency towards deceit and fraud. Therefore, develop all positive qualities and eliminate negative ones if they arise. Now let's consider people born specifically on the 5th who have 100% of Mercury's energy. You naturally possess a vast number of talents that you need to realize. You have a very logical mind, powerful intelligence, and a clear view of the world. It is important to learn to accept people as they are and not to fall into resentment. You look younger than your years and are always full of energy. You will easily succeed in any field where you need to interact with people and money. That is, wherever there are people and money. Go ahead, choose. The main thing is that you like it, and success is predictable. For example, this could be trade, advertising, services, business, and so on. It is necessary to learn to concentrate your attention on one project and complete all tasks to the end, not to take on other projects until you finish one. It is important to solve problems rather than avoid them. Now let's move on to the 14th number. If you were born on the 14th, you skillfully realize the ideas that arise in your head because the number 4 is a generator of ideas. 4 gives you ideas, while 1 gives you leadership potential, a desire to create, and a desire to develop new projects. Therefore, you have no problems with ideas, and you can achieve very good heights in business. You have a tendency towards adventurousness. Within you lives a spirit of adventure, unconventional solutions, and a desire to take risks. Your calling card is the 14th. People born on the 14th often take risks, especially in business. It is important to constantly stay in shape, be on a positive wave, and avoid negative thoughts and doubts because there is also the energy of Rahu that influences you. It is important to be able to counteract it and to engage in sports regularly because in the morning there is a tendency to do nothing and to be lethargic. Therefore, learn to accept people as they are. Do not fall into apathy due to not understanding them. Additionally, it is important to develop warmth and love for those around you. It is essential for your life to have variety, especially in travel. Travel more often because it will generate new ideas and new acquaintances, and you will develop faster. So, dear people born on the 14th, especially those with a 5, travel more often. If you were born on the 23rd, what does it mean? It means you have 3 energies. The energy of the number 2 is the energy of depth of understanding and relationships. The energy of the number 3 is about intellect, ideas, achievements, and the transmission of knowledge. The energy of the number 5 is about multiplication. So you have everything to create successful businesses, especially if these businesses are related to people. This is a very harmonious and easy number that is always accompanied by luck. Usually you have an active lifestyle and spend most of your time among people. It is important for you to be among people because people are your strength. You combine both material and spiritual spheres. You can earn money and talk about the spiritual. This means you have an inner balance, and this balance certainly accelerates you through life. You have excellent intellect and intuition, which will help you solve complex problems. You deeply feel people, understand their inner motives, inner desires, and can work with a large mass of people, with a big audience. It is important to learn to share your knowledge so that this knowledge is not only with you, but to pass your knowledge to others, helping to care for those around you. And the more you give to people, this is the main rule for those born on the 23rd, the more love, warmth, attention, and knowledge you give to people, the more you will receive in return from them. So, if you still don't have a blog, for people born on the 23rd, be sure to take and start a blog. Start sharing your mood, your information, your knowledge. This is very important for you. It is important for you to always be in society because this society will give you money, success, and everything you wish for. And so this was a video about personality number 5, and in the next video, we will look at personality number 6.